Brad Williams, XL Prime. This is going to be a quick overview of UNIQUE and SUMIFS. What we're going to do is we're going to look up automaker and we want to combine their inventory by color. Here we have an F9 situation, F9, so it's always active. We have the three name ranges. We're going to use UNIQUE here. Then we're going to do a SUMIFS. A SUMIFS to identify the automaker and the color. Coordinating these is a snap. Keep in mind, we're working within a table. If you're uncertain when working in an environment, you can always check right here and you're going to see table 3. You can go up here and you see table design, kind of dead giveaways. In a lot of cases, you're going to have that drop down arrow. Here, I'll give you an idea. You see where it says filter button? You see this filter button? I turn it off because I don't like the down arrow. It's annoying. It can be confusing if somebody hands this off to you and they've shut off their filter button. This sheet is protected. I can't get to it unless I unlock this sheet. That's just a clue. Anyway, moving on. Here we have UNIQUE. Returns a list of unique values in a list. All you have to do is pick your array, which is going to be table 3. It's going to note that I need this array. So you're just going to grab this information. That's all you want. The automakers. Then, in order to identify or count, or in this case, sum up the inventories by color, we're going to use SUMIFS because there's multiple criteria. Automaker is one criteria and color is the second. Combining these two, let's take a look. SUMIFS sums numbers that meet multiple criteria. We need a sum range. Sum range is going to be this entire range. We're going to identify the automaker. We're going to need the color and we're going to need the inventory. We met the first argument. Criteria range, we have to match. We have sum range, then we have range 1, criteria 1, range 2, criteria 2. These are pairs. You have to combine the two. If you add one, you got to add the other. In other words, range 1 and criteria 1 have to be married. So we have table automaker. What's required here, you see this F5 pound? This is structured reference. So you have to reference that pound sign. Otherwise, this thing will blow up on you. Look at this criteria, and then here's our criteria 1. That is F5. F5 is your, right here, is your automaker. If you get rid of this pound sign, it's not going to spill down. It's a reference. It's a range. Get rid of this. See what happens here. You're not going to get this spill feature. In other words, it's not calculating any further. Yeah, it'll do your first. It'll take care of your first row here, but that's as far as it's going to go. Back out. Make sure you have the pound. It's similar to if this was a normal static or just a normal non-table arrangement, and we sometimes throw in that @ sign to stop the spill. Well, here you use the pound sign to encourage the spill. Here's your second criteria. You see how it says criteria range? I shortened it up. I just say range 1, range 2. So when I say range 2, I just mean range 2 and then criteria 2. G4, your color. If you get rid of that pound sign, you're only going to get silver. You're not going to get this thing to spill over throughout your table. That's it. Read it if you need it. There's some tips here that I didn't cover. I intentionally do that. There's a transpose option in here that I'm not going to get into. There's some other stuff that might apply, might not. I took a shortcut here, and this is my shortcut. I like the simplicity here. This is a table. It's messy, and sometimes you're forced to use a table. I personally like to not use tables. You might be forced for whatever reason. Get used to this layout. It's a lot different and it's inconvenient. Sometimes you just have to deal with what you have to deal with. Thanks for watching. Brad Williams, XL Prime.